stuck at home. And like I told you in class, you should be designing your characters off some people you know, basing them off some personality traits, even maybe how they look. So I have two characters, Louise and Cam. Louise is based off my wife's aunt, because the real Louise is a free spirit. Maybe I don't know for sure, but maybe she was a hippie back in the day, and she's tireless. She's always working. She's very creative. She happens to be a teacher, but my character with Louise, that's where we differentiate. That's where we get different. This Louise was never a teacher. I visualize her as like an ex-musician. Maybe she was the member of a cool band in the 70s, or maybe she was a music producer or the manager of a band. Somehow she made a lot of money, and she used her creative spirit, but also her like tenacity, her ability to get things done. And she lived in New York, I've decided, or someplace like that, maybe LA, totally an urban person. And she met this guy who's Cam, and together they decided to build the resort. And where she came in is not only did she have like the managerial skills to build the resort, but she also had the money to get it started. And then she had the connections to get like loans or something like that. But that's going to be part of the problem, is that they are short on money because they've built so much. I think that's going to be the problem of their story. Cam is the name of one of my high school mentors. He was really important to me growing up. And he looked a little bit like this character, but his hairline wasn't receding. I guess you could say this character looks a little bit like my father, too. And he looks a little bit like Louise's husband, whose name is Barry. So he's an amalgam of lots of people. But I've told you guys, my students, that you should do that when you're making characters. Try to put together lots of people you know, so you always have lots to draw on as you draw, and lots to think about as you write about them and think about what they would say. Cam is a calm person. He's a little bit the opposite of his wife Louise, because Cam maybe does not get like super detail oriented or worry about what's going to happen tomorrow or how we're going to pay for tomorrow. He's more of the guy who is meticulous, likes to do the job right, but he's a little slow moving. And as you can see, he's good at working with his hands. He is always building and designing. He's responsible for leading the work on most of the buildings of their resort. Who knows? Maybe he's a contractor. I haven't really thought that out. He also is a little bit different because he's into yoga and meditation, and he starts off every morning before he gets to work leading meditation in the resort. And I've played with the idea of him just having a mustache. This particular version of him, he is pretty slim. I've had him much more chunky looking. He grew up near the resort, and but was traveling when he was younger when he met Louise, and convinced her to move to wherever they are, whether it's Northern California or Colorado. I haven't really decided. Maybe it's Alaska. And together they bought the property and worked on it. But he so he runs the work crews, whereas she's more running the entertainment, because they have concerts and stuff like that at their resort. Make sure you keep on drawing. That's the important part. Whether you're drawing your characters or something else, draw lots of different versions of your character and different scenes with different emotions. That's how you're going to get them right. The resort started with an old hotel, and there's an outdoor garden and a place for music and movies outside. They built cabins, an electric scooter barn, and there's this self-driving electric coach going around. There's a redwood forest with a ropes course and a zip line down to the ice cream hut. A hot springs, of course it's natural with a spa. You take a bridge over to the inner tube area. I forgot to capitalize the T, start. And you can ride the inner tubes down, see otters and eagles, stop at the beach. Then you come across, you can take a bike out of the bike stable. You can go rock climbing. You can take a gondola ride up to the mountaintop resort. Take a toboggan or a super slide. Go up to Upper Falls. So that's my character design and fantasy setting idea. You guys keep drawing. You create your own ideas. Any drawing is a good drawing. It helps you break up the monotony of your schoolwork and escape the confinement of your home. Good luck. Have fun.